unapologetic, unadulterated, uncompromising, and absolutely undefeated. Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world, and welcome back to the home, the haven, the stronghold, and the everlasting superfortress of intelligent black thought. This is the BlackChannel.net radio program, and I am, of course, your host, your brother, your humble servant. And let me be very clear, I am the servant of the people. Mr. Jason Black, also known as the Black Authority. I told you all that we were going to do something that they could not ignore this time. Despite their absolute best attempts to do so. No, wasn't gonna happen this time. For real, for real, for real. Yes, sir, indeed here. For those of you who are just tuning in with us here tonight, if you've been living under a rock or some other giant object in the meantime. Right now in New York City, what I'm showing you here is footage from New York. You can take a look at it and see here at the historic SVA Theater. So much has been going on. So much is going on. And the film is opened in New York, as you can see from the marquee out front. Yes, I had custom graphics. I made custom graphics for the marquee out front. That's not photoshopped. I got video that's on the YouTube channel you can click on right now and see it for yourselves. But yes, absolutely sold out in New York City. I told you all weeks ago, it's gonna sell out. And that's exactly what happened here. By the way, this is the only sellout that is actually acceptable to people, by the way. This is the only sellout that's actually acceptable to people. So that much is going on there. As you can see here, security is in full effect. We are checking everything, but let me be very clear about this. The security that we have is not for the white supremacists. Let me be very clear about that. The security is not to protect the people from the white supremacists. No, no, no. It is in order to protect the white supremacists from the people. I'm just telling you that right now. The security is to protect the white supremacists from the people. Because understand, if you jump up tonight with some of that yin yang that you're used to pulling in other places, if you try a little Proud Boys routine tonight, either inside or outside of this facility, that entire zone in Chelsea right now is a black empowerment zone. That entire radius in Chelsea is a black empowerment zone tonight. So if you really want that smoke, understand we serving it up. We serving it up to them. Absolutely. Now let me tell you how this happened. This happened because we are the black media and we speak for the streets. We represent the streets. That's the reason that this came together the way it did. That's the reason that this happened the way that it did. Despite the attempts of the corporate media, the white media, the dead black media, the old black media, to attempt to ignore it and hoping that everything was going to go their way, it didn't happen that way. What you're seeing tonight is the culmination of what you were taught by Marcus Garvey, Dr. John Henrik Clarke, Malcolm X, all of the elders and icons. You're watching all of that happen here. You're witnessing all of that occurring. That's what we're watching happen right now. This is what's happening in New York City right now. And the reason for that is because we did this ourselves. Now, a lot of you a few years ago, you said to yourselves, there is no way that you're going to be able to do anything like this. Remember? A couple of years ago, people said it was impossible. You can't do this. Jason, you can't come up into New York City in the most expensive, one of the most expensive neighborhoods, being gentrified at one of the most expensive venues. You can't do this. Talking about race war, talking exactly what you talk on the Black Channel. You're going to do this in the middle of New York City? No, Jason, you're not going to do that. You're just talking. You won't be able to do it. And understand something, people. This is not my first time. This is not my second time. This is my third title bout. This is my third title bout. This is my second time at the SVA, not my first. And we are the pioneers who brought the sermon of Black empowerment and exposing the race war for what it is. We're the only ones who did that. Your New York Hotep community is MIA. MIA. We're the only ones who did this. Had to come all the way up here, but we got the job done. So people are amazed. People are stunned. The NYPD is 5 or 6 cars deep out front as we speak. Right now, as I speak to you, they're 5 or 6 cars deep out front and circling the block. You can see the pictures. I got the video up already. That ain't photoshopped. This is real life. This is real life. When I told you that we were going to change the national conversation, by the way, there's media all up in that place tonight. By the way, there's media all up in the SVA tonight. All the media folks who have sworn that they didn't know that the film was out here, all the people who have refused to answer our press releases, refused to respond to them, they're all up in the theater tonight. And don't be surprised if you're surprised tonight. Let me tell you something. There are some people who are going to say, Jason, you shouldn't do what you're going to do tonight. But let me tell you something. If you're worried about me burning bridges, I just want to make something very, very clear to you. If you're worried about me burning bridges, you don't have to worry about burning bridges when you can fly. You don't have to worry about burning bridges when you got wings. You don't have to worry about that. So they tried to pretend that they told themselves they could ignore us out of existence. Now, I want you all to understand this. I want you all to understand this. This is the hazard of attempting to ignore a problem. They have tried to ignore us out of existence. Well, just ignore them. They'll just go away. And we have gotten far stronger than they ever could have dreamed we got. And we did it without them. And because we've culminated this kind of power without them, then what that means is that now they don't have any outlet or any avenue whatsoever to shut us down. You see, if you had been there to help, you might have legitimacy to try to shut us down now, but you don't have any leverage. We built this city, pardon the expression, Jefferson Starship. We built this city without you. We built this thing without you. You have no leverage. So what you came tonight for, in the old black media and the racist media, you came tonight to see how badly you failed. That's what you're there for tonight. You're there tonight to see how bad the damage is. You're there tonight to see just how much of a loss you're taking. You're there tonight to see just how many injuries you've absorbed. That's what's happening. That's what you're there for. That's what we're doing. A bunch of folk who swore they never thought in their lifetimes they would see something like this, and we've shown it to you a bunch of times now. A bunch of times. And you kind of got to ask yourselves a question. In New York City, in DC, in Los Angeles, in Atlanta, where's your black church to do what we're doing? You needed us to come all the way from Louisiana to New York to do your job for you? Where's your so-called black church to do this? Where's your NAACP to do this? Where's your CORE? Where's your Urban League to do this? Where's your Black Enterprise magazine to do this? Where's Jamila PU and Ebony and Jet and the Bedwench Patrol? Where are they at to do this? Where is Mark Lamont Hill and the suck-up Negroes of the old black media to do this? Where's Roland Martin, who spent all these months talking about his media credentials after he got his ass let go from TV One? Where's Roland Martin to do this? Come on, Roland. Surely you can do this. Where are you? Yeah, where's Goldie Taylor? Where is she? Where are any of these people who claim that they've got their finger on the pulse of black society to do anything close to this? This is my third damn title bout. This is my third title defense. This is my third one. They haven't gotten their first one under their belt yet, and this is number 3 for me. Bigger and better than it's ever been. Now, somebody explain to me why it is that all these folk who claim they've got all these media credentials, where are all these people who claim that they got all this pull? See, they're running a con job on everybody. They get up here on these TV shows paid for by these white corporate outlets, and they try to play this game that because they've got white corporate backing, that somehow they're more significant. You all have seen the proof once again. We speak for the streets. We represent the streets. They don't represent the streets. When we got you off of television and said, see if you can get an audience on your own, they couldn't do it. We speak for the streets, we represent the streets, and the streets turned out for us. This is why they don't want to talk to us. This is why they fear us, and this is why they're scared. And at this point, not only are they scared, they're just outright petrified because they don't want to interview us because they know how that's going to go. They heard Carl Nelson and they said, whoa, I don't want no part of that. I don't want no bit of that. So no, we're not going to interview him. No, we're not. No, we're not. Not going to interview him. So they're trying to figure out what they can do. What Roy Jones Jr. say? Now you're trying to find answers. You're trying to figure out what you can do at this point to try to derail the train and at the same time keep yourselves in the position that you're in. And we put you in a no-win proposition. Ignoring us is killing you, and talking to us is gonna kill you too. You don't have a bunch of people sitting up here hurling epithets and whatnot. We're getting to the heart of the problem and the heart of the issue. If what we were doing was not so essential and relevant, then please explain to me why the old black media ain't doing it. They're talking about celebrities, they're talking about gossip, they're talking about things, and they can't tell you how it relates to black folk. They just sit around talking about each other. But they're not actually going to talk about this white supremacist system that we live in real solid, down-to-earth, rational, reasonable, concrete terms. They're not doing that. That's what you're witnessing tonight. That's what you are seeing out here tonight. They're not doing that because they don't know how. And either they don't know how or they are against it. So when I told you all that we are the black media, I wasn't blowing smoke and I wasn't talking about our aspirations. Brothers and sisters from around the world, we are the black media. Vice TV is in the theater tonight. See, I can say this now because they're watching the movie right now. But by the way, Vice TV, after everything I said, I didn't have to kiss no ass. I didn't have to suck up to anybody. Vice TV, after everything I said here and in my emails, I said it to them in my emails, Vice TV is in the theater right now. Vice TV is sitting in the theater right this second. I don't talk about Vice. I talk to Vice. I wonder how that's gonna go. I wonder if there are gonna be any surprises. I wonder. We'll see. But by the way, yeah, we got it like that. I told you all that we were going to change the face of the society. I told you that we were going to change the way things. No, they can't be agents. You know why? Because this is our house. This ain't their house. I paid for this. This is my time. I own it. You had to ask me to get in. See, you got checked and vetted at the front door. So you see, you were brought in, but you've been brought in on my agenda. That's the difference. You're here on my agenda. You're here on my agenda. Everybody listening right now needs to hit the like button here. If you're tuned in and listening, you need to represent. We've done our part. You need to do yours. The least you can do is move a finger on a mouse. I'm trying to demonstrate to you all in a real world environment how you make your own black media, how you distribute it, how you market it, and how you overcome all obstacles. I'm showing you step by step how you do it because your elders and your olders wouldn't say nothing to you. So I'm walking you through the process step by step. You're getting to see it step by step how we made it go down. TMZ was talking about race war because they looked at it and said, this is a professionally done product. It doesn't look janky. The lighting isn't all screwed up. The resolution's not half-hearted. It doesn't look like somebody with their handy cam. It looks like it's Netflix ready. And you know why it looks like it's Netflix ready? Because it is Netflix ready. That's why it looks Netflix ready. It is Netflix ready. So yes, absolutely. This is what worries them. Absolutely. This is what scares them. Because we did it without them. With them watching and waiting for us to fail, and we didn't fail, and all of a sudden, I gotta tell you, there's media all up in there. The same media that has said nothing about the film in the last 3 months, in the last 10 months since I started promoting it and putting up trailers, all of a sudden they found the theater tonight. They found their way to get there. Because they want to see how bad of a L they took. That's what they want to see. They want to see how bad of a L they took. That's it. They want to know how bad of a L they took. They want to see that. They wanted to see firsthand how bad of an L did we take. Because we thought we could ignore them out of existence. That didn't work. That failed spectacularly. That failed spectacularly. They're holding L's all over the place tonight. We're not supposed to be able to come to the SVA theater. That's why Vice was calling the theater asking how much we paid to rent the place. They're like, I know they can't afford this. You give a Negro $100 and he's going off to buy a pair of shoes. There's no way in the world they were able to afford this place. None. Absolutely none. And when the NYPD found out what was happening, they were like, hey, we got to tip through. The NYPD said, yeah, I got to tip through. I got to tip through at this. We got to see what's going on. So they called me up and said, hey, I heard you was doing a few things. I heard you were doing something. So we need to holler at you about what you got going on over here, because we heard you got something that might be an issue happening right in the middle of Chelsea. So if you don't mind, we need to see if we can eye hustle what's going on out here. Because we don't know who you are and we don't know how you got this done. I'm like, you know exactly who I am. You've called me for my last film, Gentrified. You know exactly who I am. Your detectives called me for my last film. You know exactly who I am. What you can't believe is that I'm still at it and we're bigger and better than we ever been. And tonight is historic. It is historic because what they are witnessing right now is us coming into a place where we're not supposed to be, discussing our issues right in the middle of where they are. That's what they're concerned about. We're discussing our issues in the middle of their neighborhood. And tonight, your neighborhood is ours. And you're not accustomed to that. You're not accustomed to black people exercising power. You're not used to that. That kind of worries you. That kind of scares you. Because you're worried, what if black folk are about to get serious for a change? What if that's about to start catching on? What if that's about to start catching on among black folk to get serious about these issues? Now, I'm going to say what I have to say here right now. New York is just the beginning. I want to see everybody show up everywhere else this Thursday. We're coming to D.C., we're coming to Atlanta, we're coming to Dallas, we're coming to Houston, we're coming to Detroit, we're coming to Chicago. This Thursday, I want everybody to show up and show out. Yeah, you already had your Wakanda people. We should have sold this thing out 10 times, by the way. Nobody showed up with a bus full of kids to see this. So your children are prepared and know everything about a comic book, but they don't know about the white supremacists who murder black children with impunity. Did you realize that? Your children know everything about a white-owned comic book character who does not exist, but they know nothing about the white supremacists. You loaded up a bus full of children because you felt it was more of a priority to have your children come and see a comic book character than it is for your children to show up and see the real world. This is how much you are fighting reality. This is how much at war with reality you really are. Your children are watching comic books and you're loading them up by the busload because that is what you consider to be a priority. You want them to see what's happening in a comic book. But the real world is where they're getting murdered and you ain't loading up the bus for that. So when I say that the children of today have been betrayed by their parents, betrayed by their teachers, betrayed by their clergy, betrayed by their politicians, betrayed by their elders. When I tell you that you've been betrayed, that's what I mean. Your parents told you that a comic book was more of a priority than your damn survival. You've been betrayed. Now we hit from the East Coast this Saturday. Next Saturday, we start bombing on LA. Now there was an issue with the website earlier today. Lamley's website, they were having issues again with it being able to get tickets on their website. I did talk to them about that, so they're supposed to be getting that straightened out. I'm going to have a talk with them about that little part of the process because that's not going to make it. Okay, I'm there at the website right now. Your tickets are available for Los Angeles. If you missed us in New York, I warned you. A bunch of you waited until the last minute, but if you didn't get your tickets within the last 48 hours, you couldn't get anything. Now, I warned you what was going to happen in New York, and a lot of you figured you could wait till the last second. The phone has been ringing off of the hook. The phone has been ringing off the hook. The phone has been ringing off of the hook at the SVA Theater. Phone's been ringing off the hook. And people have been calling all over the place to get tickets, so I'm telling you right now, Los Angeles, you better get in where you fit in and sit in right now. Los Angeles, we're going to be doing this again next Saturday. Not to mention what's coming up Thursday. And then after that, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, the tickets there are a steal. If you're in that in-between area between DC and Atlanta, Louisville, you definitely want to show up there. Norfolk, Virginia, you want to be there. I am imploring all of you not to waste your time. You want to be there and you want to get your tickets in now. This is where you want to be. I tried to warn you here before. We're not playing any games. And when you see people, when they finally do leave the theater tonight, listen to what they're going to be talking about. Listen to what they're going to be saying. Listen to some of the things they're going to be discussing with you. Listen to some of the things they're going to tell you that they heard. It's a must that you show up for this. If for nothing else, then so you will finally be in the presence of like-minded, intelligent black people who are understanding what in the world's going on right now. That's what you have, if nothing else. You want to be in a place where you have some like-minded black people that you can talk with, that you can meet in person and verify who they are. This is what you want to have. This is what you want to have. And tonight is historic because of the guest list and everything else in New York. This is history in the making. History in the making. And Los Angeles is going to be more history in the making. Gonna have Judge Joe Brown, gonna have Cheryl Dorsey, gonna have Brian Bentley. Who knows who else is gonna show up, by the way, because I've got some important names in the house in New York right now. I'm not gonna say anything until they show up, but we got some important names in the house in New York right now. Los Angeles is going down. Everywhere else is happening. Louisville, Kentucky, Norfolk, Virginia. Take a look at your screen there. This is the black media. This is what we do. When you're sitting up here and other people are complaining about what the white corporate media is doing, while everybody else is complaining about it, we're doing something about it. We're not complaining. You're talking about how they're sweeping stuff under the rug and not talking about it. We're not just complaining about it. We're doing something about it. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about your sellout problem. I got that covered in this film too. I've got that covered in this film too. I'll just say Stephen A. Smith makes a guest appearance in the film. I will say that. He makes a guest appearance. But right now, it is essential. New York City, you can see how real this is. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is deadly serious. This is the level that we're operating at. While other people are guessing and wondering, it's just this real for us. It is just this real. Now, if we want, people are taking us seriously right now. They're taking us deadly seriously. But if we want to continue to be taken seriously, we have to continue to be serious. The reason why Unite the Right became a joke is because they couldn't show that they were serious. Even though they're not a joke, they've just gone back underground again. In our case, we have to keep your foot on the gas and keep laying on the horn. We're going to have to drown out all of the white noise, background noise, whatever you want to call it. We got to drown out all of that. We got to drown out all of that. So if you're sitting in here right now, if you missed your opportunity here before, try not to miss it again. That's all I can really tell you. The website is on your screen, racewarmovie.com. That's racewarmovie.com. Click on it, click on tickets, and go see where the tickets are still available in your area. October 13th is in the bag. We're done. October 13th is done. You had your opportunity. Don't ask dumb questions like, where is it streaming? You got to go see it in the theaters. If you're not seeing it in the theaters, you ain't seeing it. If you're talking about streaming it, you're not serious. I can't take you seriously asking questions like that. You need to be at the theater. That's where it's all going down. That's where it's all happening. We need everybody who is serious. Everybody else who's looking for entertainment, keep it moving. Everyone else, this is where you need to be. There's the website. There it is. There it is. RaceWarMovie.com. They're talking about it all over the place. The media is sick to death tonight. They are beside themselves in convulsions because they were hoping that they could ignore us into obscurity, and it backfired in their faces in a monumental way. There you got the pictures there, right there on your screen. Race War SVA, middle of New York City, sold out, got the attention of the NYPD Blue. Everybody else, there's no way they ignored it. They wanted to, they tried to, they begged to, they failed. And that's just this week. Now, for those of you who missed it in New York City, get off your ass. This Thursday, Houston, Dallas, Philly, Atlanta, DC, Chicago, Detroit. Next Saturday, we blow up in Los Angeles. After that, Louisville, Kentucky, Norfolk, Virginia. Go to the website. You can see where it's happening. We are the black media. There's a reason we're getting the level of attention that we are. We are the black media. And we are changing the discussion. And the proof of it is right there on your screen. This was a huge upset, and this is our third time doing it. Everything you all have heard me saying about Vice tonight, by the way, I said that to them in email. Everything you heard there, and they still showed up tonight. You don't have to be coy. You don't have to Sambo. You don't have to shuffle your feet. You don't have to bow and scrape. You don't have to beg and kowtow. You can stand right up, be uncompromising, because as I have always taught you all, the reason that Vice is in that theater tonight, after everything I said this week, is because this proves what I have taught you all. Power does not respect weakness. Power only respects power. And we have got their attention because we demonstrated to them that we've got power. And they respect it because they realize they can get in their feelings, but there's nothing that they can do to stop us, short circuit us, or even slow us down. That's how serious it is. So they can come up in the theater and take this L, or they can stand outside the theater and take this L. But either way it goes, you gonna hold this L. And we had to stay uncompromising. We didn't have to sell out, and we didn't have to sacrifice our integrity in the process. We were uncompromising. And tonight, I got a feeling we ain't done yet. Los Angeles, everybody out there, it's time to get up. New York is in the bag. New York is behind us now. Los Angeles, you're next. LA, you're next. Everybody who is here, if you came to New York, it's worth it to go to California. Big event going on. Everybody in the West Coast, that Colorado, Nevada territory out there, you can make that drive. It is definitely worth it. If you miss it, you missed out on history. That's it. That's it. Don't come asking about what you missed. If you missed this live and in person, you just missed out. A lot of y'all are sitting at home and saying, well, let me see how many L's I can take and how much I can miss. We don't do that. Now it's time for you to get up. We are here, we are live, we are doing this. Everything that I told you we were going to be able to do, you can witness it now. Everything I told you that we would be able to do, we did that. Everything that I told you that we were going to accomplish, you've seen we've done that. Now, they are never going to come out and admit they took a L. They're not going to do that. The fact that they're lined up at the theater tonight, that's your proof. Oh, we took a L. And they wonder how much worse it's going to get. I got your answer. A lot worse. A whole lot worse. Now, later tonight here, within the hour, I'm expecting that this channel is going to change. And you are going to see the live stream of the Q&A session that's going to be taking place after the movie is finished playing at SVA Theater. So stay tuned to this YouTube channel. You'll be seeing a live stream of the Q&A session of Race War. So those of you who didn't get your tickets, you can see what you missed in New York. So hopefully you don't miss it in Los Angeles. You're going to see some of what you missed in New York. Let's see if you miss it again in Los Angeles. By the way, let's see if you miss it again. No, we're not going to spoon feed it to you. Not going to spoon feed it to you. This is what we do. Brothers and sisters, the promises that I made to you 8 years ago, that's been accomplished. But I want to see even more. I want to see even more now. I'm just getting started. RaceWarMovie.com. Everywhere else, LA and all other points, go to the website, RaceWarMovie.com. Click on tickets. Get them now before you miss everything. In the UK, I'm working on the UK. I'm working on it. If it doesn't take too long, I'm going to try to get something going on over there. I don't want to miss the UK if I don't just have to. Working on it. Going to see what we can get done there. Stay tuned to this channel here. Within the hour, the stream of the Q&A session from Race War screening in New York should start, so be watching here. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the BlackChannel.net radio program. I am your host, your brother, your humble, very humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, Black is the future, and the future is undefeated.